magical potion for ultimate femininity is about to be served. You see, if dance is the language of feminine energy, then belly dance has the richest vocabulary and the most beautiful accents. In this video, I will explain why belly dance specifically helps you to activate your feminine energy, how it helps you to stay soft, sensual, and also empowered at the same time. And I will guide you through beginner-friendly moves to help you get started. But first, welcome if you're new here. I'm Sabina, I'm a professional belly dancer, and I also guide women into the art of femininity through dance and also spiritual insight. So if you are interested in connecting with your femininity more, or if you want to dive into the world of belly dance, then please subscribe so that you can stay updated. I've been belly dancing for almost 8 years now, and the transformation that I have witnessed in myself is truly profound. You see, belly dance doesn't just help you to look good and sensual and empowered when you dance, it also activates that within you in your everyday life. And I truly believe that belly dance helps change your inner state. It changes how you perceive yourself. It also changes how you feel. And so you start to express that in your daily life. So this was me in around 2017 or 2018, just before I had started belly dancing. And I always felt like I had feminine energy and I could feel it, but I didn't know how to express it. And I feel like at the time I just hadn't found myself. I didn't feel comfortable in my body. I don't think that I dressed in a way that represented myself. And looking back, I really didn't feel good about myself, and I would follow all of these trends and try and, be either trendy or cool, or what I thought was perceived as cool. And what I didn't try and do is just to connect with myself and feel like I am good enough the way I am. I should just embrace my femininity, and my aim is to also help women that don't feel feminine or they have lost touch of that soft and sensual side. But that being said, I don't think that there is a one size fits all for femininity, of course. But the moral of this little story and transformation is that belly dancing absolutely helped me to feel confident in my skin, and I really did feel a glow up, and not just in my style, but also in the way I felt about myself, in the way I started expressing myself, and I've been so much more happier since. So let's talk about why belly dance specifically is one of the best practices for connecting with your femininity. There are so many beautiful practices out there, from different dance styles down to even sewing, drawing. Did you know that working with your hands actually activates your creativity and your nurturing side, because our hands and our arms are connected to our heart center? And that's why traditionally things like sewing were very feminine practices. And you've got things like yin yoga, or Pilates, which has been such a trend. I've tried all of them, and I can honestly tell you that they were not as powerful as belly dance when it came to really feeling that awakened sensual and feminine energy that was soft, empowering, grounding, all in one. So I really want to explain why and shine light on this beautiful practice. Firstly, I believe that femininity is multidimensional, and as I mentioned before, there is no one size fits all, and that is the beauty of it. We've got the light feminine and the dark feminine. I truly believe that femininity is about encompassing all of those. And you can be all of those things at once, or you may choose to may just be one, but I truly believe that inside we have all of these different states and different sides to us as women, and we live through all of them throughout our lives. Femininity is cyclical and sometimes contradictory. You can be soft, but you can be very stern. You can be soft, but you can be strong at the same time. You can be emotional, you could be cold. I think women live through so many archetypes on such a deeper level throughout their lives, from, little girl to maiden to mother. And it's really important to adapt as a woman to all of the different states that you have to be. And in the modern world, we definitely have to be much more hardworking, much more ambitious, and I think that's great. And I think it's important to find that balance. And when it comes to our natural hormonal cycle throughout the month, we actually live through 4 different phases and feel very different. It's like we're living through 4 different people in one month sometimes. Belly dance helps you to explore a range of different states, and through different moves, it allows you to connect to smoothness, to flow, but also to strength. Belly dance helps you to explore smooth and flowing movements, sharp and strong accents, very grounded and earthy movements, and also playfulness and emotional expressiveness. I believe that this range mirrors feminine embodiment in a really deep way. And a lot of the practices, such as yoga or Pilates, they focus heavily on control or calmness or stability. And I just didn't find that they gave that range of different energies and exploring the different sides to yourself. And they definitely didn't help me to bring out all of the different sides. What I found is belly dance embraces contrast. For example, we have flowing movements, but then you've got strong hip accents, hip drops, hip hits, and shimmies. And I find that by practicing these range of movements, you are then able to feel that balance inside of you when it comes to being very strong or being soft or being very fast or being very slow. If you are interested in exploring belly dance in a more deeper way, I invite you to my free class where you will do a range of flowing moves but also sharp accents, and you'll be able to get a taste of the different layers of femininity that you can access through this dance. You can find the free class in the description. The second reason why belly dance is the best practice is that it helps you to connect to your body on a much deeper level and to gain more body control and body awareness, because belly dance in its splendor is very, very impressive in the way that you isolate your body, as you may have seen. And it takes a lot of practice and deep control, and you really start to build a strong relationship with your body. Now, I believe that in today's world, we are so disconnected from our bodies. Whilst there is a culture of staying fit and doing exercise, a lot of the exercises, they don't connect you to the different body parts as well. Even if you do things like weightlifting and you focus on muscle groups, you don't learn to actually move them in a flexible and isolated way. And I think that it's so important for not just women but us humans to have that connection, because I believe that when you are connected to your body, you are connected to your innermost self, because there is always that mind and body and spirit connection. I believe that this level of control actually creates more freedom, and it allows you to really understand yourself and the way you feel. And for women, this is an important practice because it helps you to connect with your sensuality, and it helps you to feel grounded in your body. And when you're grounded, you are not in your head, you're less stressed, you are more confident, your body language becomes more confident. And I believe that's so, so key for stepping into more self-love, stepping into a confident expression, and of course it's great for your mental health. The other beauty that comes from it is the sensuality that allows you to enjoy yourself, and the joy that it brings to you when you're dancing and you feel good about yourself and you're not judging yourself, you're just expressing yourself out of a place of love and unity with the music. And I think that is also like a trance-like state that I truly believe rewires your brain to feel good in your own skin and to just let yourself express without being or feeling judged. The third reason is the heavy focus on the hips. And for a woman, the hips is such an important area because it's the center of our creativity, our pleasure, our emotions. A woman's strongest energetic center is stored in her womb space, and the hips help to activate that womb space. It's also called the sacral chakra. Now, chakras are energetic centers dotted around the body. There are 7 main chakras, they all rule different things. Essentially, as I mentioned, the sacral chakra is all about sensuality, it's about feeling, it's about your emotions. It affects your relationships, it affects your creativity. And when a woman is connected to that, she becomes more magnetic, she becomes more joyful, her emotions are in balance, she's actually happy. Because for us women, it's really important to connect to that feeling of pleasure and understanding, what do I want? How do I want to feel? And our vector should always be feeling at home, and our vector should always be feeling good, feeling joyful, having our wants met, not just needs, wants. And this is a really important thing to realize. Also, of course, this area is connected with our sexuality and it links to sensuality. And when we are ashamed of our sexuality, or when we don't feel comfortable in expressing our sensuality, which you can do through dance and belly dance, of course, that actually blocks this energetic center. And when this energetic center is blocked, you then get problems that link to a lack of creativity, a lack of emotional balance, and a lack of enjoying yourself and feeling confident. It's really important to keep this center in balance and active, because when we are joyful, when we are sensual, when we embrace our sexuality, we actually become so much more charismatic. Things flow easier for us. I spoke about this in one of my previous videos, and it was actually related to money, which is a different topic, but you will see how this energetic center actually affects a lot of areas of our life. So I will link it here for you to watch if you're interested. When you belly dance and you do all of the intricate hip movements, this really helps to release that stored trauma, or those stored negative emotions that we actually store a lot of in that sacral chakra area around the hips, in the womb space. And my mission really is to help women to access states of pleasure and enjoyment and flowing through life with lightness and playfulness and inspiration. And I aim to do this through belly dance as well as spiritual insight. So if you resonate with this, don't forget to subscribe. And now I will teach you some belly dance moves. Let's start with some hip accents, but first let's warm up. A little quick warm up. You're just going to pull one hip down, and you'll notice that this hip is going to go lower. So I'm bending this leg, this knee I mean, and the corresponding hip goes down. And then slowly I'll bend the other knee. And so with that, you just want to pull one hip down at a time slowly. And you should feel a stretch in the side here. And this also warms up your lower back. Great, now let's take the hips around. So keep your knees slightly bent and try and circle around the waistline here. Now, if you feel stiff, if you feel a little bit awkward, and if this feels uncomfortable for you, then it's a really, really good idea to start belly dancing, because you probably have a lot of tension in the hips. And so you are aware of the different reasons as to why that may be. Now, first move is going to be hip locks. It looks like this. So firstly, make sure that you tuck your pelvis in to avoid back pain. Next, just like in the warm-up, you're going to bend one knee at a time, as I'm doing now. And you really need to loosen the hips and let them fall down one by one. When you have got your pace, make sure that you actually use the hip muscles to pull one hip down. So you want this accent to be strong, and down, 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 down. And let's practice this together. You see, this move is great because not only does it ground you and gives you that very self-assured, grounded presence, it also helps to move the energy around the hips and makes them more flexible. Now you can speed this up, and instead of focusing on locking the hip down, you can actually let them move much faster whilst keeping that hip up and down motion. And what you will eventually get is this shimmy. Keep it up. The key here is to keep your knees soft and have them moving and still bending like so, because that will drive your hip shimmy. Next, we're going to do a little variation. We're going to continue doing the hip locks, but we're going to slowly move down. So you need to balance on your feet and keep the hips engaged. This is the hard thing about belly dance. You have to isolate and engage even when it's uncomfortable. Great. Let's do this to music, and we'll do these 3 moves. Follow me. Hip locks, 1 hip down at a time. Shimmy. Speed up the knees. Remember, tuck in your pelvis. Faster. You can add soft arm waves one by one. Now try and take a little step forward at a time. Feel grounded in your femininity with playfulness, softness, and confidence. And we're going to go down and up. Into a shimmy again. Keep your feet flat on the floor for this one. Let go of any tension, any rigidity that you may feel. And notice how free and light you feel. I also think that there's something about moving your hips that just makes you feel so feminine. And I truly believe that your hips are essentially like the authority in dance. Now let's do some more flowing moves. I will teach you a figure 8, and it looks like this. So we are drawing a figure 8, this sort of horizontal figure 8. You start off by bending your knees and then pushing the hips to the side. So you can see here I've got a nice arch. I'm to the side, I've got my weight on this side, and keep it on this side. Lift this hip, use your foot up, and then bring it back down. And then again, with your soft knees, you're going to bend a little bit down to the other side, up and in. And here, with the nicely grounded feet and soft knees, you're going to carry on drawing this figure 8. I love this move because it really symbolizes the flowing energy that is feminine energy, and It's this flowing energy that is located in our sacral center, the womb space. And so no wonder this sacral center, sacral chakra center, is related to emotions, creativity. It's also quite intuitive. And all of these things have a more flowing and fluid energy. And that is why doing these fluid moves really feel feminine, and they help to bring that femininity out of you. Great, well done. So then we can add some arm movements. I also think that arms are great for emotionally expressing yourself, and they add a lot of softness to your aura and, of course, to the dance. Arms are actually related to the heart center, and so when we move our arms with softness, we are actually activating our nurturing side, and it's a really beautiful combination to use. So with the arms, we're going to gracefully take them up, and notice how I have a slight bend in the arm. So you don't want to be straight, you want to be naturally relaxed. And I'm going to, with my palms facing each other, cross and then open, cross and open. So this is also moving in a nice flowing figure eight. And again, up and face each other, cross and open, cross and open. And we're going to combine that with our figure eight. And we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can actually do the arm movements faster if you like. This is just a nice slow way to start with. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. Let's practice this to music and really focus on letting yourself feel more soft. And this is not about feeling super empowered or assertive. In essence, it's letting yourself flow and letting yourself relax whilst also feeling super feminine and fabulous as you do so. And starting with just the figure eight. Knees are soft, you bend down, you go to the side and up. And repeat on both sides. And adding the arms. Feel how this activates the flow in your womb space. And let it radiate onto your whole body and out into your aura. Remember, you are a sensual, flowing being whose birthright is to feel beautiful, confident, and worthy in her own skin. The feminine energy is always within you. You just need to let it flow sometimes. You're not judging yourself. You are freely creating and awakening more art and beauty with your body. Well done for taking the time to do this beautiful practice and actually investing some time into your femininity. If you enjoyed this, then I remind you that there is a free class in the link in the description, but also you will find a waiting list for the Queen of Cups course. This is a pre-recorded course aimed at beginners and also improver levels, and it focuses heavily on feminine flow, and we actually fuse belly dance with spirituality in that we focus on a feminine archetype and how you can translate more soft and sensual femininity into your dance. In the course, I also guide you through how to emotionally express yourself and connect to a very romantic and feminine archetype, which is the Queen of Cups. And so, after this course, you will definitely feel way more connected to your femininity. And this course acts as a transformation into the way you feel and how you express yourself.